Hey everybody, it's Paul from Freedom Gorilla, and today I want to cover with you the differences between all of the Holosun pistol optics. So in my opinion, it's a little confusing. I was confused, and after looking at them for as long as we've learned a lot, and I think I could explain it simply. So I'm going to go through each one of the optics and explain what's different and what makes each series unique. And I'm going to try to do it as simply as possible. I'm not going to get into price. I'm just going to talk about features and the desired application for each optic. Okay, so let's get started. Now, just so you know, all the information I'm about to share with you is available on our website and in the link below. We call it the Holosun cheat sheet, and what we did is we put each optic in a table where it's easy to compare, and then we also have ways to shop for each optic based on things like housing material, footprint, reticle size, things like that. So don't worry if you don't fully understand everything I'm saying in this video. Definitely feel free to check out our site and that link below for the cheat sheet. It's very helpful. I even printed it out for this video. Most of these optics come in red or green. They come with an MRS reticle or maybe a single dot. Some of them have solar, some of them don't. Some of them come in titanium, some of them are aluminum. Now, one of the main things to remember about Holosun is they have optics for very small subcompact and micro-compact pistols like a Glock 42, for example, or a compact Ruger LC9. And then they also have optics that are made for more of a compact or full-size pistol, such as a Glock 17 or a Glock 19. Uh, there are people that even put these optics on rifles. They do sell adapters for that, and we'll touch on that a little bit. But anyway, the easiest way to understand the optics that Holosun makes is the smallest series is the K series. So the K series is, it has a 407 and a 507K. The only difference is that the 407K has a 6 MOA reticle and the 507K has a 32 MOA circle with a 2 MOA dot, which is called their MRS reticle. So what I'm going to do is explain other features that you'll see in other optics. So some Holosun optics have solar panels. Some of them have titanium housing. And as of lately, some of them have a closed emitter and an open emitter. But we'll touch on that in a little bit. So the K series is for your subcompact or micro compact pistols. You can put them on full size if you get the right mount. The other thing to be aware of is that the sights that Holosun sells for pistols, they come in 2 footprints. So one footprint is an RMR footprint, okay? That's the same as a Trijicon RMR. It's actually very common. So their full size red dot optics for pistols all come with an RMR footprint. The compact micro ones that we're talking about, the K series, they come with a modified RMSC footprint. So one thing to understand about Holosun's modified RMSC footprint is it's a little bit different than a regular RMSC. So regular RMSC has 2 recesses in the front and 2 recesses in the rear of an optic that has that footprint. So when you put it on a slide, the slide has 4 tabs and the optic sits on that. Holosun's modified version only has recesses in the front of the optic. That's why on some guns like an M&P, you need an adapter plate for the Holosun or for the Glock 43. Why is it like that? I don't know. But the other thing I do want to mention about the Holosun optics is most of them come in red or green colors as well. So now let's cover the next series, which is the C series. So that's the Holosun 507C and the 407C. So again, these come in red or green. They're bigger. They have a solar panel, so that's different than the K series. They have an RMR footprint. They're made out of aluminum. And the other difference is the 407C only has a 2 MOA dot. The 507C has their MRS reticle. Okay, so now the next step up is the T series. So it's called the 508T. Now, what that sight is it has a little bit bigger of a window. So it's actually a larger optic, but it's shaped almost the same as a K series. It's more square than round. It's an RMR footprint, but it's made out of titanium, and it has that little bit bigger window size. So it's meant to be more of an elite optic. It's pricier. It still has a solar panel. It's basically just like an upgraded version of the 507 or 407C. So up until now, we've been talking about only open emitter optics. But recently, Holosun's been getting into the closed emitter optic game with their EPS series and EPS carry series. We'll touch on them in a little bit. But the next optic we're going to talk about is the 509T. So you may not know about this one. It's their most expensive one. It's a closed emitter optic. It comes in red or green, and it has the MRS reticle. Now, the way this optic works is it's made out of titanium. It only comes in with the MRS reticle, but it has a plate that it comes with, which is an adapter plate for an RMR. The cool thing about this optic is you can get different plates. You can get like a Glock MOS plate. You can get Picatinny plates. You could get other plates for other guns like a CZ P10, for example. But this optic basically has the plate, and then the optic goes on the plate. So if you buy this optic, you're going to get the optic. You're going to get an RMR plate. But if you want to swap out that plate for like an MOS plate, you can. CZ P10 plate, you can. FN 509 plate, you can. So there's a lot of versatility to the 509T. Now, the next one we're going to talk about is the EPS and the EPS carry. So what makes these ones a little interesting is the EPS and EPS carry are both closed emitter optics. So again, the laser is covered with a hood. That means no dirt or debris could get between the emitter and the reflective glass. So it's more reliable. Anyway, the EPS and EPS carry, what's interesting about them is they don't have an RMR footprint. Both for the full size and for the EPS carry, which is smaller, they have a modified RMSC footprint. So they actually have the same footprint as the K series. Now, I think they did this because of getting the screws to, where you put the screws. Since it has a hood, it's a little bit more difficult for like an RMR footprint. So I think that's why they did it. I don't know. But anyway, these sights now these are confusing, especially because there's some misinformation about out there. But the EPS carry, and this is going to stand true for the EPS and the EPS carry. There's 3 reticle options for each of them. So you can get a 2 MOA dot, you can get a 6 MOA dot, and then you could get the MRS, which is the multi-reticle system. The multi-reticle system for both the EPS full size and the EPS carry have a solar panel on them. The 2 MOA versions and the 6 MOA versions do not have a solar panel, and that is for both the carry and the EPS full size. Now, I have all this information on our site, okay? We have a thing called the Holosun cheat sheet, and what we did on there is we put a grid there that'll make it nice and easy to understand the differences between each optic. It has links to shop with each buy each optic series, and we also have things where it's easy to shop by reticle, by footprint, by series, by housing material, by intended application, whether it's solar or not, or whether the reticle is red or green. So just to recap, remember I said most of these optics come in red or green. They come with an MRS reticle or maybe a single dot. Some of them have solar, some of them don't. Some of them come in titanium, some of them are aluminum. Now, the last ones we're going to talk about are the SCS series, SCS. Now, these are optics that Holosun's come out with recently, and they are platform specific. So as of right now, this is 2023, January 1st. Holosun has a SCS-mos, which is for the Glock, And then they have the SCS MP2, which is for the Smith & Wesson Shield 2.0. So the way these optics work is they're made specifically for that gun. So the scs-mos is its footprint is made specifically for the MOS. So when you get a Glock MOS, they give you 4 adapter plates. Okay, one is an RMR, one's a Seymour, one's a Doctor Cut, and then the other one is something else. Can't remember it. But anyway, your MOS, you need to put a plate on it, and then you put the optic on top of it. With an SCS MOS, you don't need any of those plates. You just put the optic right on the slide. Now what this does is it gives you that low profile, so you can still use your iron sights really nicely. But some of the other features of the SCS MOS is that it is titanium, it's green, it has an MRS reticle, it doesn't have a removable battery, it does not have shake awake. All the other ones do, this one does not. It's the only downside in my opinion. But it's infinitely rechargeable. The battery recharges way quicker than it absorbs power, and that goes for the SCS MP2 as well. They're both made out of titanium, they're both green reticles, they're both MRS, they're both solar paneled. The only difference between the SCS MP2 is that it's made specifically for the Shield 2.0. So the Shield 2.0 has its own little footprint on its slide. The SCS MP2 is made specifically for that slide. So I hope you found this video helpful. I know there's a lot to take in. Please visit our website, check out the cheat sheet. I'll put the link below. And if you have any questions or comments, or if you'd like to see anything else, please leave a comment below. I'd be happy to help answer. Or you could always reach out to us at freedomgorilla.com, our chat, our text, email, anything. We're very responsive, happy to help, and yeah, have a great 2023 and hope to see you soon. Thank you.